Jamaica. It consists of the Prime Minister and other ministers responsible for different portfolios. From May 16 to June 7, 1,033 registered voters across all parishes were asked. Can you name 5 cabinet ministers?
We asked persons spontaneously, no prompting at all. So what did we find? The cabinet minister who was most visible, who was the one who was mentioned most often, was understandably the Prime Minister.
53% of respondents mentioned Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness first. He was followed by Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton with 37%.
Every time we do a succession kind of question, Tufton comes up right up at the top.
Third in line was Sports, Culture and Entertainment Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange, 31%. Finance Minister Favour Williams came in fourth with 27% and Local Government Minister Desmond Mackenzie fifth, 25%. Other notable mentions: National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, Energy Science, Telecommunications and Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Floyd Green, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett, Labour and Social Security Minister Pernell Charles Jr. and Everald Warmington. Interestingly though, Warmington is no longer a member of the cabinet. He was booted from the Works portfolio. Similarly, respondents were asked, can you name 5 opposition spokespersons? Pollster and head of Market Research Services Don Anderson gave the responses to the open-ended question.
One mention was Mark Golding. Again, I make the point, nobody was prompted. This was a totally open-ended question. The interviewers recorded what they got.
Opposition leader Mark Golding was mostly mentioned with 57%. Lisa Hanna came in second with 36%. And opposition spokesman on energy and climate change Philip Paulwell was third with 30%. Interestingly, Lisa Hanna is no longer a member of the shadow cabinet, just a member of parliament. She is not expected to contest the next general election. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson was fourth at 26%, followed by opposition spokesman on foreign and regional affairs Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, 22%. Other notable mentions: opposition spokesman on transport and mining Michael Phillips and Senator Damian Crawford, opposition spokesman on education and community development.
Well, 22% said they couldn't think of anybody from the government side. 26% said they couldn't think of anybody from the opposition side. So you'll know that the rest of the numbers are relatively small.
The RGR Gleaner Don Anderson poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.
Dubbed Big Deal Broader. Now customers who purchased a big deal got a free meal deal with their order. Now this caused a frenzy and traffic congestion island-wide as scores of Jamaicans showed up to multiple branches. Romardo Lyons has our story.
The type of crowd politicians hope for at polling stations. But there's no wish for ink on fingers here, just grease. King Street in downtown Kingston. People like Dawn say come what may, dusk or dawn, she's not leaving without chicken.
I want my chicken. I want it nice, spicy. You say the barbecue? You say the original? Summer.
Say this, the long line now deter you from going in.
No, you're mad. I have to go in there. I'm afraid I have to go in there too. You have to go in there. Pack up in there. Chicken.
No teeth, no problem.
Being a denture, you can't eat the chicken same way. You understand? All I want to just take out her teeth and a KFC chair weight brand. You understand? Got it full of spice.
On Port Royal Street, birds of a feather, from schoolers to adults, even babies in proms. Several customers say they expected the crowd, but they're still crying foul.
But I think KFC could have done a better job in getting to control. They're expecting it as well. So when I was looking at it, because I've been here from 10 o'clock and I decided to come across at 11 to show you I can't manage the crowd. I was that close to the door and I was pushed out.
Man, how many meals are you planning on buying today?
Actually, it's one because tomorrow is my birthday, so I wanted to get something. This is my first time trying for something free.
Inside shot, chaos. You'd think Lionel Messi was at the National Stadium again. This woman is no scientist, but the precision and focus are there. Bragging outside, this elder finally got served.
About 2 hours. But until I get my chicken, I say, give me a piece now.
She said no.
Me wait the time, man. Me wait the time. When they go away, I'm sister down empty. I'm just going to put on my bag and come back, and all of a sudden I see crowd. I say, I want my food, but I don't rush it.
In the midst of chaos, hustling.
I know, say, everybody can go in one time, and the sun hot, saying, I know them are going to want something for drink. That's why I come here and support everybody.
So what has business been like since you come out here today?
It's all right, because I come and sell about 6 to 7 water and a juice. Yeah, man, give God thanks. I'm more than if I sell still, you see what I mean?
At the Manor Park branch, all manner of people.
It was crazy. I was here from 6 o'clock, but I finally got my food. I was here from 6 o'clock, but I got my food.
What's it like inside?
It's crazy. It was like an ant's nest. The people want them chicken, but you know what they put in the chicken? We don't know.
So what prompted you to come out so early now to get this chicken?
Because of the national dish.
Uncle Chris, been so good to us for 15 years. Oh my God, couldn't miss it.
Being there wasn't enough. Strategy was needed.
I have some family members that love to wake up early, so they came while I slept, and right now my order is in there, and I'm just waiting. They're at number 3.
In Crossroads, the drive-through line is basically a parking lot. In New Kingston, same old story. This man, with a fresh approach, careful and steady. People at home who wanted comfort probably ended up with gas. 10:53 a.m., delivery company 7 Crave said delivery time may take 3 to 4 hours. 11:55 a.m., the restaurant has exceeded its capacity. 2:06 p.m., KFC orders paused due to overwhelming demand. At the Red Hills Road location, the entrance, cart. A combo of fanning, sweating, and patience. It could easily pass for a car show. We were told that these reserves were called for crowd control. They're to serve, but with KFC beating them to the punch, they're forced to protect. It was a big deal in other parishes as well. Brownstown St. Anne, lines of embassy proportions. Caledonia Road in Mandeville. In Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland, KFC breaking the glass ceiling for local fast food. Now, based on the turnout, the question remains, was there enough chicken to meet the demand? Romarda Lyons, TVJ News.
To other news now. Amidst increased pressure from the parliamentary opposition, the government has provided an update on the state of critical diagnostic equipment in the public health system. The Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, provided an update in Parliament on Tuesday. Kelisha Williams reports.
Addressing the lower house on Tuesday, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said he wanted to make it clear that the number of diagnostic equipment that the government has been able to procure and install so far exceed what existed in the system in 2015. His remarks follow mounting concerns about a shortage of equipment in the public health system. Those include CT scanners and MRI machines.
Over the past year, we have acquired some 17 additional pieces of diagnostic equipment. We are in the process currently, Mr. Speaker, of acquiring through a new policy arrangement, leasing arrangement, some 16 additional pieces, including 10 CT scans and 6 MRI machines. The current state, and so that is to come.
As for the current state of the equipment at public hospitals,
we have 5 CT scan machines, 2 each at the Kingston Public Hospital and University Hospital of the West Indies, 1 at Cornwall Regional Hospital. The number at UHWI will double shortly. We are well on the way for the installation of 2 additional CT scan machines.
In going further, Dr. Tufton said the public can expect a 4-fold increase in the number of MRI machines in the system. 3 more will be added to the University Hospital of the West Indies and 1 at the Western Child and Adolescent Hospital when operation begins later this year. As for the X-ray units,
16 digital X-rays available for use across the island. Another 2 to be brought on board shortly. So 1 is now being installed at Cornwall and the National Chest Hospital, respectively. They're building out the facilities to install those.
But for its opposition counterpart, Dr. Maurice Guy, the government has been focused on building its public image in an election year as opposed to enhancing service delivery in the public health sector. And so he outlined what the opposition would do should it form the next government.
Every operating theatre from KPH to Cornwall Regional will be made fully functional. No more years-long wait for surgery. We will move from ribbon cutting to cutting hernias and saving.
As for the diagnostic machines,
every parish hospital will be equipped with functional diagnostic equipment, including CT scanners. And we don't need specialist radiologists for these. We need radiographers because we use, Minister, as you have indicated, the ICT backbone to read these. No more waiting for ambulances to transport patients for basic scan.
Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.
Senator Audrey Marks has formally set her sights on contesting the Manchester North East seat under the Jamaica Labour Party's banner in the upcoming general election. A well-regarded newcomer to representative politics, Marks visited Christiana last week to meet with Labour right officials and community stakeholders. She was warmly welcomed by party supporters, including Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and JLP General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang. With her diplomatic gravitas, business acumen, and ambition to drive economic reform, one can say Senator Marks is positioning herself as a compelling candidate for Manchester North East and a strong asset for the JLP heading into the 2025 general election. But why now?
When you find that there's something in your mind that occupies your thoughts, and I'm always thinking about Jamaica's development. I go for long walks and I'll be thinking we could do this better, we could do that better. So that was in my mind over the years. But in business, I encountered so many hurdles that I said, I need to find a way to get into service in the country. At the political level, where I can help to influence policies that will make it easier to do business.
Speaking on CVM's Lead Story Prime on Tuesday, Marks shared that one of her top priorities as a future member of parliament is to reduce barriers to doing business.
My first introduction to the political scene in Northeast Manchester was on Tuesday when I was introduced to the delegates in Christiana. As the aspirant. And by Thursday, I'd gotten a letter from some business owners that they were given 1 month's notice to quit their shops. And they were there, they have been there 10, 15, 20 years. And, I got involved right away because it reminded me that this is why I'm here.
She says she has the support of incumbent Member of Parliament, Audley Shaw, along with other senior party members. Marks also expressed a strong confidence in the JLP's prospects in the 2025 general election, stating she is ready and firmly believing the party is deserving of a third term.
I'm ready. I've bought my hiking shoes and my walking shoes, and I'm ready. Because, I think it's well worth it. And it's something that I actually enjoy. I enjoy the process of meeting new people, hearing their views. What this administration has done in terms of on all levels. I went to the economy because I have a passion for us, getting to a growth agenda. Yes. But socially, the unemployment levels going down, creating more and different jobs. What we have done, even with crime and violence.
Meanwhile, highway police foiled an attempted goat theft along the Saltmarsh Main Road in Trelawney last evening. 3 men have since been arrested in connection with the incident.
A recurring issue in Jamaica, goat theft, has again raised much cause for concern, this time sending alarm bells across western parishes, the latest being Trelawney. According to the police, they observed men alighting from a white Toyota Axio, catching a goat which they placed in a motor vehicle and attempted to flee the area. The police quickly gave chase and intercepted the vehicle. The 3 men, suspected to be from St. James, were subsequently arrested. Head of the Area 1 Agricultural Protection Branch, Inspector Orville Boucher, is urging farmers to protect their animals in pens.
Stock to ensure that as best as possible we keep these animals safe in a pen somewhere, because as we can see in this incident, we have men going around in cars just snatching animals.
He is also cautioning perpetrators to desist from carrying out the illegal activity. He warns the police will be catching up with thieves to ensure farmers get justice.
Say to those who intend to steal animals and agricultural crop to desist from doing so, because we are resolute, we are determined, and we'll be coming to get you. I have a very dedicated, efficient team who are willing to go the extra mile. So please, I'm begging, desist from stealing, because if you do, we'll be pulling out all the stops to bring it to justice.
Agriculture Minister Floyd Green, in his address at the Denby launch, made the announcement that the government has been taking strategic steps to stop predial larceny. Daniela McLaughlin, CVM News.
In celebration of their anniversary, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, granted customers a free meal with purchase. This move, which came with stipulations, resulted in many negative repercussions and conflict among anxious customers island-wide. With more, here's Kevin Black.
First time KFC, I give you a look free chicken. Rain all that drizzle. Big up on the side, KFC.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC brand, sent the island in a frenzy on Wednesday as their Big Deal Brought Up promotion was just that. Aligned with their 50th anniversary, the promotion is an attempt by KFC to give back to their customers who flocked a number of locations island-wide. According to some customers, the wait at the various outlets was infuriating.
After a solid 22 years of service to the Jamaican people as Member of Parliament for St. Mary Central, Dr. Maurice Guy opted to step aside from representational politics with daggers drawn. In what could be considered a parting blow, he gave a scathing review of the health sector under the governing Jamaica Labour Party, insisting they were more focused on optics than solutions.
The system stands at a crossroads, battered by neglect, inefficiency, waste, and lack of meaningful accountability. Despite the spirited defense given a week ago, the reality is that Jamaica's public health system is at a critical breakpoint. Equipment failures, industrial action at every level of staff, overcrowded, deteriorating facilities have become the daily reality for our people. Many Jamaicans visiting hospitals for needed or emergency care have spent days and weeks fighting to be accommodated with a bed.
The medical doctor says some were even forced to sleep on hospital floors awaiting care. He contends these issues were not unique to the COVID-19 pandemic period.
Neither are they limited to any particular institution, urban or rural, whether type A, B, or C. In all of them it exists. The government's focus on public relations, Chris, and optics, rather than the actual delivery of service, has pushed the sector to the brink of collapse. Each week, we see or hear of another grieving family, another life lost, another tragedy that could have been prevented. And you know, Mr. Speaker, with glee, the minister in berating the previous government handling of health pointed to a newspaper article of 2015 which mentioned, and I quote, doctors use plastic bags as aprons in operating theatres.
The former opposition health spokesman says those criticisms have since morphed into complaints about services being aborted in certain hospitals, some owing to mold infestation.
At least in 2015, patients were getting the much-needed surgery with the aprons from plastic bag. One cannot say the same for today. Mr. Speaker, this is not just a crisis of infrastructure, but a crisis of leadership and compassion. Madam Speaker, Nothing highlights, Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry, this crisis more starkly than the recent procurement scandal involving the $31 million drill. The matter is before the court, so we're not going to go into specific details here. Suffice it to say, $31 million is money that could have been used to purchase a drill and life-saving medications, repair broken equipment, or hire much-needed staff. We must question the value for money proposition and assert only that accountability is needed in the system.
The MP went further, insisting the country demands answers.
Tell the people of Jamaica how their money is being spent, and those responsible must be held to account. This, Mr. Speaker, is not a time for excuses. This is a time for action. The government must act decisively to restore trust and ensure that every dollar spent on healthcare delivers real value for money to the people of Jamaica.